Yeah, let's keep going. Man, this is turning out to be really, really long. Snaps. All right. I'll probably separate this into a couple of videos because, yeah, I'll probably put one big video and then 15, 16, 17. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's keep doing it. Proposition 17, voting rights restoration for persons on parole amendments. It's actually going to be really quick. A yes vote supports this constitutional amendment to allow people on parole for felony convictions to vote. A no vote opposes this constitutional amendment, thereby continuing to prohibit people who are on parole for felony convictions from voting. All right. Basically, if you vote yes, you allow people on parole for felony convictions to vote. That's it. This is the only thing this is going. If you vote no, those people on parole still can't vote, which is what's happening right now. Right now, people on parole for felony convictions cannot vote. They have to wait till they're out of parole. And I'm not sure California has a special thing where, no, I don't think California has other requirements for you to vote or fines or something. I just think you have to finish your parole. So this is just removing the parole thing. So as soon as you go into parole, you're allowed to vote. Again, there's only like 50,000 people on parole, or this is only like 50,000 people that would affect. Let's just read it. So, Constitutional amendment that would allow people on parole for felony convictions to vote in California. All right. Actually, let me make this screen a little bit bigger. Yeah, we can keep me down here. Currently, the California Constitution disqualifies people with felonies from voting until their imprisonment and parole are completed. The ballot measures would amend the state constitution to allow people with felonies who are on parole to vote. Therefore, the ballot measure would keep imprisonment as a disqualification for voting, but remove parole status. So if you're in prison or you're on parole, that's one disqualification for voting. They're just going to remove the parole one. So California is one of 3 states that require persons convicted of felonies to complete their prison and parole sentences before regaining the right to vote. That doesn't mean that everyone else gives them the right to vote. It just means that only 3 states require them to complete parole sentences before they're right to vote. 19 states allowed people to convicted of felonies but who are on parole to vote. So 19 allow what they're trying to pass right now. 17 of these states did not allow people to vote while in prison. 2, Maine and Vermont, allow people who are in prison to vote. Also, Maine and Vermont allow people who are in prison to vote. That's kind of intense. The remaining 28 states had additional disqualifications compared to California. For people convicted of felonies, 18 disqualified people who are in prison, on parole, or on probation. 7 prohibited people convicted of certain felonies from ever gaining the right to vote. In Iowa, Kentucky, and Virginia, people convicted of felonies never regained the right to vote, although the governors can issue orders to restore voting rights to individuals or groups. So this is not normal. It's not commonplace. It's 19 of the states allow their paroles to vote. I don't know. I don't get why it's so important, to be honest. So amend state constitution to restore voting rights to persons who have been disqualified from voting while serving a prison term as soon as they complete their prison term. So fiscal impact, increase annual county costs, likely in the hundreds of thousands of dollars statewide for voters, registration, and ballot materials. Increase one-time state costs, likely in the hundreds of thousands of dollars to update voter registration cards and systems. Yeah, they just need to update their registration and all the stuff in the back end. All right, so yeah, it's basically what the law actually states. United States citizen, 18 years of age and resident in the state may vote. An elector disqualified from voting while serving a state or federal prison term, as described in Section 4, shall have the right to vote restored upon the completion of their prison term. The legislature shall prohibit improper practices that affect elections and shall provide disqualification of electors while mentally incompetent or in prison or on parole serving a state or federal prison term for the conviction of felony. Oh, so they're going to remove this dash text right here, this right here, and they're going to replace it with this in the bottom. Serving a state or federal prison term for the conviction of a felony. So, yeah, so parolees can now vote. And again, a bunch of Democrats want this to pass. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't think it was such a big deal. I still don't. I'm just questioning why the California Democratic Party wants to allow parolees to vote. What would be their motives? What would be their motives? Oh, they want everyone to vote. I guess, because they want 17-year-olds to vote too now. So, or for the primaries. Opposition, Republican Party of California. These are very, very. You can read the arguments for and against. I'm gonna skip all those because this is already a lengthy video. There's not that much money in this one. There's only $112.19. Sorry. There were no PACs registered to oppose the ballot initiative. Yeah, nobody's paying money to oppose this. They kind of just hope people don't allow parolees to do it. California Nurses Association? Why? I don't understand why all of these donors have nothing to do with anything. Sometimes it's just so weird, but whatever. You can give your money to whoever you want. I'm just questioning why. So this is a chart of who allows and who doesn't. So voting restored after completion of prison sentence and parole. Voting restored after completion of prison sentence. Felons with certain convictions never regain the right to vote. People convicted of felonies never regain the right to vote. Yeah, so this is basically how it is right now. Let's look at it again. This is going to happen many times. 52 Democrat state assembly. 5 said no. Commendable. 5 said no. They're going against their party. 2 said yes. Okay, cool. Republicans are a little bit split on this one too. 14 said no. Majority still said no. But again, when you have assemblies and senates that are two parties are retarded. Where are the independents? We need more independents. We need more people that aren't beholden to parties and to groupthink and to group politics. We just need people, good people voting for good stuff. All right. So again, Democrats want this to pass. I'm going to vote no. And the reason I keep looking down here is because I keep looking at my little screen of what's going on. Just because. I don't know why. But yeah, Democrats want this to pass. I don't want this to pass. I'm going to vote no. Sometimes I'm going to vote no just because I'm anti whatever the hell the Democrat agenda is trying to push. Again, I'm against bigger government. I'm against expanding bureaucracies. I'm against higher taxes. I'm against all these things.